Alrighty. Grand Rising, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you click on this video is the right time for you, and I thank you in advance for your viewership. Today's video is a viewer's request from one of my subscribers by the name of Mercedes Beck. Thank you, Mercedes, for this request. I was going to wait on this one for a while because the spiritual energy around this young lady is very, very intense. And the request is on JackyOh, who recently passed away at the end of May due to complications from cosmetic surgery. So I wanted to give her a little bit of time because what I've been spiritually feeling is that she's in heavy grieving because she is away from her children. She is very, very, very in tune with her children. Even in her state that she's in now, she's very, very attached to her children. Very good mother, very, very intense sorrow over not being able to be with her children. She's worried about just who's going to be there to care for them and to love them unconditionally the way she has always done. And she doesn't want them to pretty much get lost in the shuffle because she did the majority of the caretaking as far as the day-to-day spending time with them, the relationship building. That was a huge, huge thing for her. Very, very good mother. Very, very sweet, personable energy. And even though she's no longer in this realm, she still worries about everybody but herself. And I find that to be so interesting. After everything she went through, she's still concerning herself with everyone else. But she's also dealing with, things that she didn't want to admit to herself, things she didn't want to see about certain people and their character and how they really truthfully were towards her. And that's something when you cross over, there's a different spectrum to where you can see everything in its full entirety. Things that you weren't privy to while you were here, you learn those things on the other you learn those things on the other side. So she's learning a lot right now, and she's just in heavy sorrow. So I'm not going to stay too long in the energy around her. I'm not going to tap directly into her. But what I am going to do is request that my angels give me assistance in tapping into the energy around her, because she needs her strength. And she's not really ready to cross over because she feels like she still has to be here for her children. And there is something that has her stuck. So let me go ahead and cleanse the energy, cleanse my cards. Thank you, angels and spirit guides, for all of your assistance. Let no maleficent spirits, trickster spirits, or fraudulent messages come through. Please show me the energy around JackyOh. And I'm going to send her healing and loving vibes to help her have the strength that she needs so that when she's ready to cross over, she can. Alrighty. And once again, thank you, Mercedes Beck, for this request. Now, angels, I need you to key into the energy that was around JackyOh the week, excuse me, something's trying to block my chakra. No, we're going to clear my throat chakra. Show me the energy around JackyOh the week that she passed away. Give me a second, everybody. I have to ground myself because I'm telling you, there's a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow. She's really, really intensely missing her children. Okay, so, wow. Okay, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. There was a concern with financial stability, long-term financial stability, and third-party energy. Now, be it that justice is at the bottom of the deck, justice is not just court, but karmic justice, universal justice. Something being brought into the balance. Explain this to me, because that's what was going on with the finances versus this third party? Temperance. Okay, this is a card of transitioning. And the Temperance angel, also energy of fire sign, Sagittarius. This is also the card of something having to transition for a new beginning. I don't like the way that sounds, but the Temperance angel, depending on the reading for me, and I can't speak for any other reader, any other person that does what I do, this is also a card of rebirth or transitioning, or a spirit being lifted. You see this? Through toxic energy. Queen of Swords and the Lovers. Queen of Swords and the Lovers is not a good card combination, because the Queen of Swords is by herself. She's a businesswoman. She's someone that is very astute. Someone's very intelligent, but this is one that does not play with her words. If you get into an argument with a Queen of Swords, honey, she'll cut you too short. Period. You won't even get to play with this type of woman. This is a woman that will block you in the middle of sending her a text. Like, I don't even want to hear what you got to say. You know, it's some foolishness. You can, move around, okay? So when you got that connected to the Lovers card, there could have been, allegedly, issues with their relationship due to a third party. And third parties are not always romantic, because the Lovers is somebody who comes into an agreement. But being that the Ace of Pentacles comes behind it, that's a contract negotiation agreement that brings a lot of prosperity. And I never paid attention to this before. I'm also very intuitive when I read because I am a medium first. This Queen of Swords, look at the bottom of this card. You see that peacock? This is somebody who is getting on somebody, like literally getting into their ass because of them being very cocky, very, I feel like this word is overused, but narcissistic. And this person has had enough. My spirit guides are saying deflated ego. So whatever she said or whatever happened, however this dynamic came about, she finally said what needed to be said, and it deflated somebody's ego. And it possibly had something to do with a large amount of money or something to do with business pending. Yeah. Contracts, negotiations, and agreements. There is, an unforeseen hand here because you got 3 of Cups and then you got 3 of Pentacles. That is a collaboration. Now, 3 of Pentacles in the traditional Lenormand deck is a couple going to the chapel and going to get married. Marriage also represents contracts, negotiations, and agreements, not just romantic relationships. So I'm trying to be very careful how I put this together because this is looking like there's a possibility that she had her eye on someone and she was seeing things that she wasn't supposed to see, things that she wasn't supposed to know, and she figured out something about somebody moving a certain type of way. And this is multi-tiered. This is business relationship and romantic relationship. She was finally starting to take off the rose-tinted glasses. She was seeing people for who and what they really were, and she was becoming assertive, and she was speaking her mind. Queen of Wands under the 4 of Pentacles. So Queen of Wands is the most beautiful out of the queens of the deck. This is the go-getter. This is the hustler. This is the one that, would be considered the sexy queen, okay? And she's also the one that would be assertive and would take action. So whatever she was doing, she was trying to move forward to take action for her financial stability and wellness, for generational wealth. But something happened that caused her to be the wounded warrior. And as you can see, the wounded warrior, 9 of Wands. It's like, being beat down over and over and over and over and over again, and just barely having the energy to get up and fight again. So this is feeling like she wanted to get off the hamster wheel. Because when you keep fighting over and over and over and over again, this is a repetitive action. This is something that you have had to deal with for, anywhere from 9 months to 9 years, okay? And it makes sense now with the Queen of Swords here with the peacock. She feels like this person is always, walking around with their chest out. They're always peacocking. They're always in this narcissistic energy. And she had finally had enough. Now look at what's falling under the 3 of Cups. We got the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is lighthearted, flirty energy. This is also somebody who is quite flirty with third parties, multiple people. Now I said this is a transitional card. a rebirth after something came to an end. And I know this is supposed to be the Temperance Angel, but this is also the card for me. Can't speak for anybody else, but the card for me of a spirit being lifted. So a transition, something came to an end that brought a rebirth, that brought forward movement on new opportunities. It brought ships coming in. And whatever those ships are brought boatloads of money. 10 of Pentacles. Like I said, her speaking up, her speaking her piece, her finding her voice was an unrequited offer for somebody. As you can see, 3 of Cups down here, 1 cup up here. So third party involvement, person you love. Person caught in the middle, if you catch my drift. The Lovers, out in the cold. This isn't just a card of poverty. This is a card of feeling like you're being neglected. Someone is not properly caring for you. Someone is ignoring you. Someone is shutting you out. Ten of Pentacles. Lovers and 10 of Pentacles. So she wanted to build together. She felt like there was no way or no reason why her and her significant other couldn't both bring to the table and build together. Hierophant, holy matrimony. I just said she felt shut out. She felt out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles, King of Cups. She felt out in the cold from the man who loved her. She felt like he was icing her out, shutting her out over finances, financial opportunities. Now, like I said, you know, she wanted marriage, but this is also a powers that be card. This is judge, jury, adjudicator, or the actual powers that be over this 4 of Pentacles. And notice that 4 of Pentacles falls over the Queen of Wands. And there's a choice that has to be made due to this combination, the 4 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Wands. Somebody had to make a decision. Oh, wait. Oh, give me a second here. Baby, that's an ugly choice to make. Third party brings in the Ace of Pentacles. Notice the third party is right next to the Hierophant, the powers that be. A cycle. Oh, geez. This is why I read as I shuffle. I don't just read what hits the table. The World, a cycle coming to an end for a person from the past. And right over the Temperance Angel, the one I told you, the angel, the transition, soul being lifted, a choice had to be made to bring justice, balance. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Damn, candles flying. What the hell is going on around here? Give me a second, y'all. First time I did a reading and had candles just jumping all around. Damn. Look at this. The wax made it all the way over here on my arm, and the candle. Oh, I've never, ever did a reading and had that happen before. Jeez. Thank you. Put a heavy hedge of protection around me and everyone viewing this. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Like I said, choice had to be made to bring the balance, to bring justice. And justice is a final ruling. Oh, oh, listen, listen. Look at that. The world, cycle coming to an end, and look at the next card, death. And it falls over who? The Queen of Swords, the woman who is finding her voice, speaking up for herself. And that's how balance was brought. Falls over the Lovers. We've got Seven of, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see that. Seven of Cups, Eight of Swords. That's not just the card of having multiple options. That's also the card of libations or chemical influence that causes binding. So we haven't heard anything about what could have possibly caused this to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if they said it was something to do with the medicine that she was given. Allegedly, possibly overly medicated during the surgery. Once again, allegedly. Okay, so Page of Swords over the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Page of Swords is a card of spying and surveillance. Someone keeping an eye on things due to financial issues that were affecting the family. Ten of Cups. We started out this reading saying that there was possible issues with stability and finances. Mercedes, you always request these videos that have me going down a rabbit hole. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Now see that? Seven of Cups falls over the Queen of Wands. I just said that's not just the card of considering options. And I do believe she was considering her options on what she needed to do for her stability in her future. But this is, like I said, this is a card of libations. Something happened with a substance, allegedly, possibly medication that was given. I keep getting that, and it happened very swiftly. Eight of Wands. Ten of Cups. Four of Wands. All she ever wanted was, you know, a family life. She wanted marriage. She wanted stability. It feels like, you know, she, as you can see, husband and wife by the fireplace, you know, the traditional life. She wanted to be able to give her children something that she felt like she didn't have. She wanted marriage. She wanted commitment. She wanted the nuclear family, the traditional family life. Very sweet person. But once again, something came about swiftly. Six of Wands. That's moving swiftly towards victory or success. And she could have been considering what was going to be her next step if things didn't work out. What would be the best choice for her to make for her and her children? And I don't feel like she wanted to move on, but I don't think that she was allowing herself to be blinded anymore, because it's like, I've waited, I've waited, I've waited. When is this going to turn into the commitment that we were supposed to have? And now it's like she got to the point to where she realized things weren't going to be the way that she wished that they were going to be. And she was going to secure the bag and secure the stability for herself and her children, no matter what, so that she could give them the best opportunities. Yeah, for stability. This feels like she felt like this was like her soulmate, you know, because also Four of Wands is like 1111 twin flame. She wanted that commitment. Yeah, she was deeply in love. Queen of Cups. But she also had to follow her intuition, because the Queen of Cups, out of all of the queens in the deck, is the most intuitive, possibly psychic. I don't know what her moon sign was in, but if she had any water in her moon, she was highly intuitive. And this feels like she had been fighting against her intuition all this time, and she finally was starting to accept the truth about her situation and not just what she wanted it to be. And it was going to bring happiness to her for her to finally, I told you, see that? This is a woman moving on with her children. It was going to bring her happiness to finally just stop trying to hold on to something that wasn't holding on to her, beating a dead horse, or trying to force something to be that wasn't going to be. She was eventually going to move on with her children. But here it is, Queen of Cups. Like I said, she had to follow her intuition, but she was deeply in love. She really wanted this to work. But there was a lot of harsh communication. A lot of harsh communication. Whether it's be arguing or just somebody speaking to you very sharply. Two of Swords to the Hangman. So we'll never know this, but there could have been communication about, you know, I'm finally breaking free. I'm going to cut this situation loose and move forward. And it became her hangman. And I hope, sheesh, I'll tell anybody, woman or man, if you're in a bad situation and you feel like you need to go, sometimes it's not a good thing to say that you're going to leave. Just pick up and go. I almost got a little choked up. Goodness. Yeah, a lot of harsh communication. A lot of harsh communication. Five of Swords. That's like arguing. Somebody, oh gosh. Judgment. Final call. This is Gabriel blowing his horn. God tells Gabriel to blow his horn when he comes back for the saints. And this is final. There is no rebirth. There's no second guessing it. Once it happens, what's done is done. See, choice is made. Okay, so we've got Knight of Swords in reverse over the choice. So whatever that communication was, It took a while for it to come forward, because usually, like, when the knight is upright, he's going swift in. So it took a while for this communication. But when this communication came, it led to fighting, bickering. I hope it wasn't physical, because that is a card of physicality. Look at that. Death, and right on top of it, judgment. Gabriel blowing his horn, calling the souls of the saints home for God. And that is the card of truth. Ace of Swords. I feel like that's enough. I don't want to go any further, because I'm not in this right here, because that's going into something else. I just wanted to get off into the energy that was around her the week that she passed away. So let me change the deck, because I want to go off into the actual day that she passed away. And then I'm going to close this out. Goodness gracious. Listen. Bottom of the deck automatically. Same card, judgment. Gabriel blowing his horn. God told Gabriel to blow his horn. When Gabriel blows his horn, it's because God is calling the saints home. And remember, I said I'm switching the deck, because I want to go into the day that she actually passed away, the day that she had the procedure. Cleanse and clear the energy. Alrighty. Thank you, angels. Tap me into the energy around Jackie the day that she passed away. Chariot, forward movement. Caused her to be the wounded warrior. And it was attached to this, I want to say, home life situation and third party. That just summed up a lot of what I just pulled out of this last deck. Okay, so somebody coming to offer their cup. Now you see, I just shuffled again, third party. And I'm going to just have to say, allegedly, there was a rift between them because of third party energy. It feels like this surgery was not, so to speak, for her to be more presentable for the industry, but to be more presentable in the eyes of someone she cared for, someone that she wanted a future with. Now, I'm going to stop on that, but I'm going to keep shuffling. That's significant. Someone was being very sneaky and callous. The Star. Unrequited offer. Moves on towards victory. So, wow. I don't think that this person wanted her to pass away this way. That was an unrequited offer. But You have to be very careful when you indulge in certain spiritual practices, certain energies, certain groups of people, because the way that some of this energy works is that you don't get to choose, or if you get to choose, you have to be so precise, so extremely on point with what you ask for. You have to be so specific that if you are not 100% specific, you're going to get your wish granted according to what you said, not what you didn't say. I don't know if any of you are familiar with, I think it was a series of movies back in the 90s, early 2000s. I think it was called The Jinn. And the Jinn was a demonic genie, okay? And the Jinn would grant wishes, but you had no control over how the Jinn was going to grant your wish, but you had to be very specific on what you requested, because you would get what you asked for, but not the way you wanted it. There was one in particular in this movie where this man told the Jinn that they wanted $1 million. And they ended up getting $1 million, but how they got the $1 million was their mother was on a flight. The plane exploded, and they received $1 million payout from the airline. So they got their $1 million and they got it expediently. It just wasn't the way that they requested it. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Swords and the Six of Cups. That is being sneaky with someone from the past, or somebody from the past was being sneaky, offering your cup to somebody from the past, being sneaky, juggling, okay? That's a lot to be going through somebody's head before they go into surgery. Like, you don't want to go into surgery with a heavy heart or these types of emotions, because those things raise your blood pressure and they cause your balance and your energy to be off. Look at that. The Magician and the Two of Swords. And I'm going to leave it here and end this reading on that. This is everything I just said about the Jinn. This Magician caused the Two of Swords. Manifested that Two of Swords. Hold on. Manifested that Two of Swords for the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like I've said enough this reading. I'm going to have to do a lot of cleansing, not because of the subject matter, just because she has a lot of sorrow. Guys, pray for her to be able to find peace and transition, and pray for her children, because she's holding on and she's stuck because she's so worried about her babies, and she doesn't know how to be there for them and to support them in the current state that she's in, but she wants to be there for every moment with her babies. So once again, thank you, Mercedes Beck, for your request, and everyone who tuned in, I thank you for watching. And this reading has been adjourned.